Tonight we report on how a woman was charged for attacking a man with a meat cleaver and how some people are preparing to celebrate the 70th anniversary of D-Day. What's happening in sports, Bob?
The final ribbon is wrapped around Columbia Basin Spring Sports, and a Moses Lake Chief is named to the East-West All-Star football game roster. Here's a look at our Weather Center forecast.
And here in the weather department, I'm almost falling asleep. It is such a boring pattern, but still wonderful days ahead with temperatures above normal. All the details coming up.
I'm Alan Troop. We have all this and much more on iFIBER 1 News.
From the iFIBER 1 HD studio here in the heart of the Columbia Basin, this is iFIBER 1 News. Your #1 source for local news, sports headlines, and our very own Weather Center forecast covering the entire Columbia Basin. This is iFIBER 1 News, and it starts now.
A Soap Lake woman reportedly attacked her neighbor with a meat cleaver and said the victim's girlfriend asked her to kill him. Prosecutors charged Charlotte Clark, a 59-year-old woman, with assault, burglary, and residential burglary. Her bail was set at $50,000. Clark reportedly broke into the victim's Division Street apartment Tuesday night while the man was sleeping. Clark allegedly went into the bedroom and hit the victim in the neck with a meat cleaver. After the victim allegedly wrestled the meat cleaver away from Clark, she reportedly left the apartment and was arrested at home. He was taken to Columbia Basin Hospital for treatment. Court records did not describe the severity of the wound nor the detail of how it occurred. Native Americans are gathering in Soap Lake this weekend for a powwow.
The Soap Lake Powwow is a celebration of Northwest Native American culture. The event takes place June 6th through 8th at Soap Lake's East Beach Park. Event organizer Farron Sohappy says the event will feature singing, drumming, and dancing with tribal members in colorful traditional dance regalia. Stick games, a native form of gambling, will also run late into the morning hours, according to Sohappy. The Soap Lake City Council recently waived the noise ordinance for the event, allowing participants to celebrate until 3 a.m. Vendors will also be on hand at the event, offering crafts, clothes, and food. The event last year drew about 50 from several Northwest tribes, Sohappy said, including the Colville, Spokane, and Yakima. The event put on by the Soap Lake Powwow Association also attracts a number of visitors to Soap Lake. I'm Jeff Shue for iFIBER 1 News.
iFIBER is working with a nonprofit organization to neuter and spay feral cats in the southwestern section of the city. The City Council agreed to work with Utah-based Best Friends Animal Society on a way to decrease the population of feral cats. The nonprofit is providing funding for a person to come in, collect the cats, and take them to a veterinarian who will spay or neuter them. The cats will be released back into the area and be allowed to continue living. The city will be responsible for dealing with any sick cats. Police conducted previous collections and found between 50 and 80 cats in the area. iFIBER police may be issuing more tickets this year to people using aerial fireworks. Last night, the City Council supported increasing enforcement of its fireworks ordinance. The city banned aerial fireworks in the early 1990s after a house burned down. Fire Chief Jeremy Burns said the city has seen an increase in their use during the 4th of July holiday. Police have issued 2 citations since the ban was put into place, and the fire chief and city administrator Wes Crago suggested it was necessary to stop issuing warnings and start writing tickets. The council members agreed. People caught using aerial fireworks in the city could face a $155 fine. The Grant County PUD has been working on ways to improve the survival rate of salmon and other fish at their 2 dams. Reporter Jeff Chu explains how they are doing it.
Wanapum Dam's fish ladders again have migrating Columbia River spring Chinook sliding down a flume into Wanapum Lake. When Grant County Public Utility District lowered Wanapum Lake's level by 30 feet to repair a crack and fortify the dam's spillway pillars, it resulted in fish passage problems. Chuck Allen, spokesman for Grant County Public Utility District, said the water level was not high enough to adequately flow into the fish ladders. So the PUD had to install submersible pumps to pull water back up into the fish ladders. Now salmon and steelhead will be able to swim up into the fish ladder to complete their annual migration to the spawning grounds. On the reservoir side of the dam, a flume was installed to gently drop the fish into Wanapum Lake to journey onward upstream. Allen said the adapted fish ladder is working well. I'm Jeff Chu for iFIBER 1 News.
Thank you, Jeff. Now we take a look at people being sought by law enforcement.
This is Sheriff Tom Jones with the Grant County Sheriff's Office. Each of the people you see here have a warrant for their arrest. If you see any of these people, we ask you do not attempt to detain or apprehend them, but call us at 509-762-1160 or send us an email at crimetips@co.grant.wa.us. If the person is presenting a danger, call 911. With your help, we can bring these people to justice and make our community safer.
We'll be back right after this.
Just when I thought the blizzard couldn't get any better, DQ put the blizzard inside a waffle cone. This is mind-blowing. So when DQ asked me how I would tell the world, I said... Sounds better in Italian.
Pretty impressive, Liz. Any blizzard, like confetti cake, now in a fresh-baked waffle cone. This is fan food, not fast food.
Bud Clary Ford Honda is proud to be an automotive leader in our area. Since opening our doors over 54 years ago, we have kept a firm commitment to our customers. We offer a wide selection of vehicles and hope to make the car buying experience as quick and hassle-free as possible. You can trust that we will get you into the car or truck of your dreams. Bud Cleary has an experienced and reliable service and parts department that is open extra hours to help fit our customers' hectic schedules. Come for a test drive today at 1200 South Pioneer Way. We are a proud supporter of Columbia Basin Athletics.
Well, hi there, everybody. Hope you enjoyed your Thursday. Meteorologist Don Morelli with you here on iFIBER Channel 1 News Weather. And, of course, it's brought to you by Bud Cleary Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. And, boy, the Mother Nature is really treating us delightful. Looking for a quiet pattern right until midweek next week, at least. Maybe a little cooler by midweek next week, but no major day-to-day changes. We'll see mainly mid-80s for highs, which is a little bit above normal, right through the weekend. But as I mentioned, maybe a little cooler by Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday next week. And as it was today, winds will be a little gusty at times, but that's really the only detriment to the forecast. Looking specifically at the past 24 hours, 79 and 60 the extremes. You can see well above normal with the overnight low, the afternoon high just about where we should be, and way below the record high of 96. Moses Lake also looking very nice. 79 degrees, 59 degrees was the morning low, again, way above where we should be this time of the year, and far from the morning low of 40. Boy, that would have been chilly, huh? 78 degrees with the evening going on right now. Sunset's around 8:50, I believe. And looking at a dew point around 37 right now. So very dry. Breeze settled down just a bit. It was pretty gusty earlier today. Here we go through the forecast now. You can see some showers up in British Columbia, a few showers in the mountains to our west, but that's about it. You can see much of the southwestern areas of the region down towards Northern California and then into the inland northwest looking very, very cloud-free, I guess you could say. Maybe a few puffy clouds here at times during the afternoon and evening, but generally looking for very quiet weather. And again, most of the shower activity staying north of the border to our north, and even the marine layer out west doesn't even want to come inland during the next couple of days. So again, very, very tranquil weather. 70s for the most part, a few 60s along the coast. Again, the onshore breeze doing the culprit there. And in the inland northwest, not too bad. Mid-70s with mostly sunny skies. And here in the Columbia Basin, I'm just going to walk out of the way and you can take a look at your area and see how the temperature fares. Upper 70s to the lower 80s. And again, we are looking for plenty of sunshine to take us through the weekend. A great looking weekend shaping on up with, notice temperatures well up into the upper 80s by Sunday. Wouldn't be surprised if one or two of you hit that 90-degree mark. But as I mentioned, maybe a little cooler temperatures as we slide into the work week next week. Definitely Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. But you see no rain chances, unfortunately, for us. So again, looking pretty tranquil and pretty quiet across the area. So enjoy Friday. Enjoy your weekend. Again, your forecast was brought to you by Bud Cleary Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. But don't go any place yet because sports is coming up right now.
Hi, Jan. Welcome to the Toyota Time sales event.
We're looking for something safe with a really smooth ride. He's a very light sleeper.
Oh, the Camry's safe and has a smooth, comfortable ride.
The Camry's perfect.
And you're in luck. It's Toyota Time, so it's a great time for a great deal.
Yes! You can lease a new 2014.5 Camry for $209 a month for 24 months with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan with roadside assistance included. Plus, get $1,000 bonus cash. Toyota, let's go places.
Hello, my name is Cheryl Kono. I am your local iFIBER Farmers Insurance Agent. Here at Cheryl Kono Insurance Agency, our customers always come first. We don't just work here, we live here. Please stop by the office, call, email, or Facebook me for a free auto, home, life, business, or farm and ranch quote today. We are insurance. We are farmers. Come in for a free quote today.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Welcome back. I'm Bob Kirkpatrick with today's local sports. Brett Mosier will represent Moses Lake in the 50th annual Washington State East-West All-Star High School football game at Lions Field, June 27th. The senior, number 21 in the video, was a 2-year starter and all Big Nine conference player at the wide receiver, defensive back, and punt returner positions for the Chiefs the past 2 seasons. A 2-sport standout for Moses Lake, Mosier first took an active interest, that is, in the game of football when he signed up to play for the local Grid Kids team as a youngster. His days on the gridiron will not come to an end after the All-Star game as he's set to play football for Whitworth College in Spokane this fall. Mosier was also an outstanding all-conference baseball player for the Chiefs. Well, Quincy High School celebrated its first boys soccer championship at a school assembly Wednesday morning. Here's Sean Wells with the story.
The Quincy High School boys soccer team celebrated during a school assembly for winning their first state soccer championship in school history. The team fought through many ups and downs during the season, finding out early on that legendary head coach Tom Turner would need to take the season off as he underwent treatment for brain cancer. As the Jacks rallied around Coach Turner, they came closer as teammates, helping them achieve their goal.
We knew that we had a good team, but what really sucked is that we didn't have all that chemistry. And as soon as the season started going off and we started playing together, it was amazing because as soon as all of us stopped caring about who got the credit, that's when we became champions because we worked as a family.
New head coach Arturo Guerrero had to make some tough decisions throughout the season, trying to keep his team focused on winning a championship.
So there was a couple times where we had to make some changes, and I think at the end that made us stronger.
Star player Francisco Alejandra scored the winning goal in the state title match with a broken toe in his left foot. His championship cleats will be retired and forever honored by Quincy High School.
Because the minute that he scored the goal, he went down. He went literally on the ground. I had to go in and carry him off the field, but he wanted to score so bad. To me, he almost made me cry right there when I went inside the field and said, "Coach, I wanted to score."
As the celebration continued, the team honored their true motivation, Coach Turner.
And we knew that he was with us in spirit, and we played for him.
It was great. It was a great ride. You never know, I might be back in 2 years.
For iFIBER 1 News, Sean Wells.
That's it for sports. We'll be right back after this.
We believe in home and all the magical things that come with it. We believe in living rooms with forts made from sofa cushions and blankets. We believe in the man cave, the woman cave, and finally, we believe that our calling in life is to find the home that's perfect for you. Coldwell Banker, fulfilling dreams for over 100 years.
Well, one thing I knew from being a patient myself was that a dental office is a scary place to come to. And so we wanted everything possible to make sure that our office is a comfortable place for our patients to visit. patients that I have, my clients, have made me a part of this community, and we want to give back in every way possible.
Our spotlight story tonight is about D-Day. Tomorrow is the 70th anniversary, and as CNN's Jim Bitterman reports, many in France are enthusiastic and grateful as the anniversary approaches.
Not far behind the D-Day beaches, Michel Joyeux is getting ready to plant red, white, and blue flowers in front of his house. His flags are already up. With me, they're up every year, he says. It's an honor for me to decorate and commemorate all the soldiers who died. From the War Memorial in Caen, where they were hoisting in place new commemorative facades, to the manicured grounds of the American Cemetery in Colville-sur-Mer, Normandy is abuzz with the sound of mowers and trimmers and drills as the 70th anniversary approaches. At the Cathedral of Bayeux, they raised money to cast a new bronze bell for the anniversary and for peace.
For peace and reconciliation between the different countries and between France and Germany.
The priest says they raised so much money that they can now afford to cast a second bell. But he adds that not all here have completely positive memories of the liberation. Some have not forgotten how destructive it was. In fact, this year French President Hollande has ordered that attention be focused on the civilian losses as well as the military ones. It's estimated that during the Normandy campaign alone, 20,000 French civilians lost their lives. Caen, the city where Hollande and more than a dozen heads of state and government will gather for lunch this week, was 75% destroyed by the fighting. The Germans held out in this crossroads city for 2 months after D-Day, and the destruction here was massive as the Allies laid siege to the city. In fact, 70 years on, there still remains evidence of the ferocity of that battle. In fact, there are mixed memories across Normandy. 87-year-old Charles Moncouteau says his village never joins in the D-Day commemorations because it was nearly completely destroyed in the fighting. Still, a younger generation of Normans may see things differently.
My gratitude is huge, and I'm blessing every day the heroes that came to rescue us.
Guillot says it's not the way his generation thinks about D-Day that worries him, but whether they think about it at all, about its importance, and how it changed things.
It is the beginning of the liberation of Europe, the victory of the Allies in World War II, and the new conception of the world. So I think people start to understand really the impact of it.
For the veterans who remain, the impact is not just global, but personal as well. Staff Sergeant Jacques Jones, who served with the American Army in the Pacific, wanted to place a wreath at the American Cemetery in Normandy, an obligation, he said, to his comrades in arms.
It's my way of commemorating the 6th. I don't want them to be forgotten. It's too early.
With each anniversary, there are fewer and fewer old soldiers to keep the memory alive, fewer and fewer to come back. But then there are many here who never left, and they too sustain the memory. Jim Bitterman, CNN, Colville-sur-Mer, France.
We will be right back after this.
At Moses Lake Community Health Center, we have had the privilege to serve the local communities since 1978.
What I like about working at this clinic more than any other clinic that I've worked at is the patient care. With the patient care team that we've assembled, it allows us to take care of these many facets of the patient and their family's needs.
Please take the opportunity to experience the high-quality care provided at our clinics.
Game time.
Papa's in the house.
Wow, what's all this?
I'm all about stats. For instance, have I got some numbers for you? Papa John's, a leader in online ordering.
You bet, Jim.
You were the first pizza company to offer it nationwide. What's the secret?
Jim, it's the pizza.
To celebrate our online leadership, get Papa John's new double pepperoni and bacon pizza for just $12.
Better ingredients,
better pizza,
and a better way to get it, papajohns.com.
In Northwest news, 2 men were killed when a small World War II-era plane crashed yesterday. The aircraft went down in a wooded area in Pierce County near Tacoma. Witnesses say it sounded like the plane was having mechanical trouble shortly after takeoff. It appeared as though the men tried to turn back to the airstrip before going down. The cause of the crash will be investigated. A man who was injured in a fall from the ledge of a downtown Seattle building told police he climbed up the building to be closer to God. He landed on the awning of a Banana Republic store yesterday and was rescued by firefighters who took him to a hospital with a leg injury. The man told police he had taken methamphetamines, painkillers, and another unidentified drug before climbing the building and praying. Fleet Week arrives in Portland this week, and this year the red, white, and blue will be represented. The Navy was forced to miss out on last year's celebration due to budget cuts. Reporter Caitlin Bowl-Duke has more.
The oldest and longest serving commissioned ship in the Royal Canadian Navy was the first to arrive in the Rose City for Fleet Week.
We had our big Canadian flag flying, so everybody knew who we were. And boats would come by and wave, or people on the beach would cheer. And then as we came alongside the wall, we had the band playing.
Members of the crew eager to kick off Portland's annual tradition and also to explore Portland themselves.
Sailing down here was an experience that I've been looking for my whole life, so it's been incredible.
Also thrilled about Fleet Week's return, restaurants like Rock Bottom Brewery, who spend months preparing for the festival and bank on the uptick in business.
It really helps our business immensely. Right. Yeah, and we depend on it. We really do.
Fleet Week will draw out 5 military vessels, 3 historic vessels, including one from the World War II era, and 2 home court vessels. The U.S. Navy is also back this year after canceling on Portland for the first time in decades because of the sequester. People especially excited for their return.
The white Navy suits, my family's Navy, so got to see some Navy men. My heart pounds for the red, white, and blue.
The public can tour all of these ships for free every day they're in town and get an up-close look at history on the Willamette.
Rescuers have reached a woman injured in a fall on Mount Stewart, about 12 miles southwest of Leavenworth in Chelan County. A dispatch supervisor in Wenatchee, Dennis Kepner, also says air resources are on the way Thursday morning. High winds prevented helicopters from reaching the woman yesterday, but a copter from Whidbey Island Naval Air Station dropped off a deputy and medic overnight about 2,200 feet below the woman's location. The sheriff's office says the 29-year-old woman was seriously injured when she slid about 800 feet to the 8,900-foot level of the mountain. Her climbing partner called 911 for help. Now on to something lighter. A Phoenix pool repairman went beyond the call of duty when he spotted a small prairie dog floating in a backyard pool. He pulled him out and started giving the little guy CPR. He put the prairie dog over a piece of PVC pipe and started gently squeezing its sides to get it to spit out the water it had swallowed. After a few minutes, the little rodent let out a hiccup and started to breathe. The man said he stayed with him for about an hour until it was up and moving and watched as it scurried back into the desert. And that's going to do it for us here at iFIBER 1 News. We want to thank you for watching, and we'll see you again tomorrow.